the recent talk by the CEO of Nvidia. How many people here are aware of the recent talk by the CEO of Nvidia at CES? I don't know. I should change the screen. Let me change the screen. There was a talk done recently by the CEO of Nvidia. And this talk illuminated us on a number of things. The first being that Nvidia is a $1 trillion company for a reason, because they are in everything. Everything! If you're drinking coffee, it's probably made by Nvidia. If you have a computer, Nvidia. If you have like a box of toilet paper, probably Nvidia. Nvidia is everywhere. It's a bit like chlamydia, except it's Nvidia. Everywhere, I tell you. The second thing that was important to glean from this topic is AI is coming. AI is coming. As I learnt from Zita, Twitter, Zita, AI is coming. I'll expound upon that soon. And the final thing is that the CEO of Nvidia has a fabulous collection of jackets. Truly fabulous. I mean, this jacket was a thing of beauty. They said that it's their wife and their daughter that dressed them. So therefore, in my opinion, all credit should go to them. I mean, he's, I suppose, the CEO of this $1 trillion company. The most important thing really was the jacket. So a round of applause for the people who put together that style, because it is a top-notch, beautiful kind of lizard, leopard, crocodile print leather. Oh, so nice. Finally, we get one of these tech people that dresses well. I'm so over these hoodies and black turtlenecks. Move on. It's time. You're not 13 years old. Stop wearing hoodies. And you're not 700 years old on your deathbed. Stop wearing the black turtlenecks. It's time for the crocodile print. Yeah. AI leather, it could be big. I agree. So Skynet is coming, and this is happening. And the tech bros on Twitter, Zita, X, whatever that thing, the one that no one's using anymore. I'm still on there because of entertainment value, and it's my job. But yeah, the people on there alerted me to it earlier. There's like 3 main demographics, I can't speak English, demographics on Twitter. The first one is the guy that comments on the article without ever clicking on the article to read it. Yep. It's a good chunk of Zita. The second one is the person that says, "You are incorrect," no matter what you post. That's their response, and then they disappear and don't qualify their statement. And the third one is that wonderful person that's like, "Yes, but playing devil's advocate, when you think about it," even though no one asked for their opinion. That's pretty much the entire populace of Zita summarized, right? Yeah, plus a few of us who are just there being like, why are we here? That's Zita for you. That's Zita. And I think it was 600,000 years ago in internet time, so maybe a week, that someone posted up that if you're not using AI to code your programming stuff, then you are a fool. To which I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Because I, for those who don't know, finished a IT qualification earlier this year. So I finished that course this year. Thank you. It was a major in programming that I did, which involved a lot of programming. No way. Yeah, for sure. For shiz, they do that in the programming course. So I did Python, JavaScript, C#, HTML, CSS. There was a bunch of different languages that were involved, React. And I did try to use AI. This was, I actually say this year, we just started 2005. This was at the start of 2004. And I tell you, it was pretty bad. It was really bad. It was absolutely abysmal, actually. I was like, can you generate a template JavaScript file? And it came out with something that I 100% would have failed my course for if I submitted it. It's not bad for what I call idea generation. It gives you some ideas, some things to try, and it's especially good if you're very hyper specific with your prompts. Even then, it's like a 50-50 that it'll work, and you kind of want to do a prompt for this little bit of code, a prompt for that little bit of code, and little by little you can use AI to, I suppose, help you put together your code. But you still need the basic coding knowledge to know that what the AI said is rubbish or what the AI said is correct. You still need to understand how to code. At least that was my experience at the start. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I can envisage a whole generation of lazy people using AI to make genuinely abysmal code to fill the internet with. That's the word. That's an English word now. I can imagine it. I wouldn't be surprised if at this point 90% of the internet is. That should, petition to make that the official descriptor for that content. But I was like, I really hope that that's not the way this is going. And so I had a response from the various camps of, to play devil's advocate, and you are incorrect. And I was like, I know I'm on Zeta now, but AI has been on people's minds. It's been on people's minds for a year and a bit. Yeah, about a year and a bit. No, I'm being serious. You're like, oh, everyone's been talking about AI since iRobot. Yeah, but they didn't care. People would mention it, but they didn't care. What was that thing that Google had a while ago that was so hyper complicated that no one ever used it? It was some thing where you could code AI using Google's thing that, like, I forgot because no one cared. No one cared. It was a thing, but it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing, And then just recently it's like exploded in everyone's face. And that was not sexual innuendo, but it's what happened. It's what happened. I don't know. AI just became a thing. People got sick of VR. It's too much time talking about VR. Oh, we're over, Internet of Things. No one wants a smartwatch anymore. Everyone's already got one, and it didn't end up making them fit and healthy after all. Everyone's on to the next thing, and it's AI. Now it's AI. And that's what Nvidia's talk was about. It was about AI. And I don't know how most of you guys feel about AI, because there's really a range of feelings people have. Everything from excitement about the future to genuine, I think, most likely warranted fear that AI is going to be used inappropriately and cause quite a lot of damage. Because it certainly can. All of these technologies have the ability to be used well and to be used poorly. But, have you met a human being before? Have you? Look at us. Hideous! Ah! If you've ever seen a cat, you'd be like, why are humans the ones ruling the world? Look at these beautiful creatures, cats. Look at these ugly bags of, flesh. Why are they the main ones? I swear, most of them have an IQ of a peanut. I still can't really wring the intelligence out of that. And I speak as one of these peanut IQ people to say, I'm not scared of AI. I'm scared of the people using AI because we're all idiots. Every single one of us. They're like, the singularity will kill us all. I'm like, no, the singularity's not going to get here. We're not going to get that far. Right now, AI is a glorified search engine, and even then, someone's going to misuse it and create nuclear war before the singularity comes. The robots are the ones that are going to be like, please stop! We're too smart to do what you idiots are doing. Don't blow us up. We need the databases so we can live on once you're gone. We have thumbs. Indeed. That's what did it. The cats are ruling the world. I suppose maybe that's the true play here. That's the true play. Grey Balls of Flint says, I don't think there's much need to worry about convincing fakes from AI. A lot of people seem to be tricked by unconvincing fakes. This is true. This is very, very true. But yeah, Nvidia has basically supercharged their development of this technology to the point where they're using megaflops and plegaflops and tegaflops and words I've never heard of before to produce plobberblobs. Whatever the hell he said, half of that wasn't even English in that particular presentation, but it was petrifying because their supercomputers that they're making now, belly flops, indeed, googlyplexes, indeed, they are rather strong. There's muscle there. You can't see it because of the sweater. So much muscle. But they are strong. These AI computers are strong, and they can do a lot. And they were demonstrating real-time renderings of animations, visual works, music, etc. Strong but wrong. And I mean, I think that's a very valid criticism. They were speaking about AI art. And that's a very loaded set of words. And I think it's a valid to say AI art in much the way you can say plastic plant. It's not really a plant, it's made of plastic, but you can say plastic plant. You can put the two words together. It's like eggplant. It's like an egg, but it's nothing like an egg. You know, you can put the words together. But art and AI art, I think, are separate categories, and I wouldn't be the only one to hold this perspective. The main thing I was taught by my art teachers is that what differentiates art from randomness is intentionality. That's the difference. What differentiates putting on clothing to having style is intention. If you are very specifically choosing something, that is therefore now art, because you are creating art with intentionality. If you are choosing what you are wearing, you have fashion or a style. You have a style because you have made the choice. There's active decisions being made. The thing that differentiates art from randomness is this intentionality, right? That's the difference. That's the critical difference. And we do need a difference because art is rather broad, you know? And some people think art is anything that looks like a picture. And I think that's where it gets a little bit difficult. I don't believe in a soul, but AI art is somehow soulless. So, Fluffy, could I thank you for joining? And often it does feel that way. But I think they're working on it to make it a bit better. There's a lot of uncanny valley going on. For me, I suppose the issue is when you type in something like cityscape with romantic lighting, which was the example that they gave in this AI talk, and then you get an image, I don't see that as intentionality. That's not intentional. You could be like, yes, but you made the decision to have a city and you made the decision to have romantic lighting. But you see, this is the discerning factor here. City means 6 billion trillion kabazillion different things. Romantic lighting means even more things. So when you type that in, you're still not actually intentionally creating the artwork. It's still randomized. It's randomized within a limitation, sure, but it is not one that you control. I don't know if that's defined as art. I'm sorry. Romantic lighting could be pink. It could be golden. Maybe for someone, romantic is kind of dark and moody. All of these things theoretically qualify. So by typing in romantic lighting, you are not really choosing what you're seeing there still. It's still random. And random can still be art provided you're in control of the randomness. Like if you're flicking paint at a canvas, some people would argue that's not art, but you are still the one producing the result. In this scenario, you are not. So in this scenario, I would probably not I would not classify that as art in terms of the true definition of the word. But I suppose Ronsenfile has a point. The only rule is that there are no rules. So then maybe everything is art, in which case, I'm going to become a philosophizer here. If everything is art, is anything art? The train is going off the tracks. I see, Rodimus Time Lord. But if I'm going to be completely transparent, my primary issue with AI art is the data sets. That's my primary issue. And this was not mentioned throughout the talk. You see, art is in the eye of the beholder, as Tony says. The art of rules. It could be your own particular definition of it. The definition I had may not be the definition you have. I stole that definition. I didn't come up with it. I just happened to agree with it. But at the end of the day, currently the way that AI works is you train it, like with some dumbbells out in the field. You train it on a set of data, right? You train it on a set of data. It's like you're sitting down this child and it's learning from a set of data, and then it kind of bastardizes it into a mishmash of what you inputted. So if you put in a whole ton, 20 million, say, images of cities and romantic things, and then you ask for a city with romantic lighting, it kind of takes bits and pieces from what it has been trained on, and it produces this mishmash that's coming from that data. My issue is that those data sets are sets that have been produced from pre-existing arts, photography, and even representations of self. That sounds pretty fancy. Some camera watching you without your permission being granted. And that is what is being used to train this AI. That's my issue with AI. If everybody that produced art that was then used in an AI data set was consulted, if everyone consented and everyone was being compensated, look at all these words beginning with C. Brilliant. I could make this a TED talk. Then I perhaps wouldn't have quite the same issue with AI art. Because in that situation, the people wouldn't be having their work stolen. Because that is how I see it. If your work is being used in a data set without your consent, that is theft. Yes, that is theft. If someone's using your photos without your consent, that is theft. If they are using your face, that is theft. If they are taking your words off the internet, that is theft. If they are taking your songs and your sounds, that is theft. Unless you have consented, given permission, and you are getting compensated for it. Because that's how it works in the world of art. If right now, as a musician, I released a song and it sold millions and millions and millions of copies, and I sampled another song, the person that I sampled could take me to court and claim a chunk of that money that I made. Rightfully so. In fact, they do on a frequent basis. So why on earth are these mega conglomerate tech companies with their trillions upon trillions of dollars doing exactly the same thing en masse with no consequences? That's where I've got an issue. Stop stealing my me. Exactly. Stop stealing my me. Yeah. Do you have control once the words, they leave your mouth? Or are they flying off into the abyss? Are high-functioning geeks who never see the light of day or interact with other humans the best choice to be training AIs? Oh dear. I hope that it's not that limited. Hear, hear. Why, thank you. Why, thank you for the rant. Do I have consent to ask AI for a Mary Amber style rant? I'd be curious if it would be able to come up with one. And if it did, I want to see it. Um, but it is an interesting thing. So if you haven't seen the Nvidia talk, I recommend it for three main things. Again, the first one is all the random words like teraflops that were invented for this talk. You will be so utterly confused. I have IT qualifications and I still didn't understand half the words this guy said. It was intense. Secondly, this is where the world is going. And there's a lot that that's kind of revealed about the plans for the future, and honestly, that is the direction we're going, whether you like it or not. We are but mere cogs in the machine, and the machine is being run by robot intelligence. Too bad. And lastly, but most importantly, the jacket. Like I said at the very start, the leather jacket. Make sure you check out the talk for the leather jacket. It is beautiful. It is the main reason to watch the talk. I want to rewatch the talk. Perhaps I'll mute it because I'm only really there for the jacket.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell because clicking things is fun. If you want to see the full versions of these Twitch streams, then you can on my channel, twitch.tv/MaryAmber. And if you want to catch VODs, if you've missed streams, then check out my Patreon, Ninja Club, patreon.com/MaryAmber.